Can everyone hear me? Up? Up a little higher? I got my own personal sound guy over here who happens to be my husband. um, so he's adjusting. How's that? Perfect. Sound good? Okay. It's amazing to look out and see you all here. This has been in the works for a while, and now we're here. I want to welcome you, huge welcome here to Cheshire and to the Father Tom campsite. And for coming out this beautiful evening, this weather, thank God, the sun came out and it warmed up. This has been a very long-awaited celebration in dedication in honor of the late Father Tom Begley. As many of you know, my name is Eileen Quinn, and I'm the chair of the Cheshire Appalachian Trail Community Group here in Cheshire. So before I go any farther, we're going to have our concert and music that's going to happen after this whole ceremony is going to come up and do an opening song. So welcome to Mass Walking Tour. Come on up.
I'm sure all of you can hear my voice right now. Is that correct? Thank you. People in the backs with thumbs, that's incredible. What? If you can't, you're just going to have to hoof it up here.
Yeah, we got plenty of room on the grass.
You guys can move.
But you will be downwind from us, so I don't know if you want that. We've been hiking all day.
You guys are pretty used to hikers and are very, very welcoming to them in this community. Obviously, you can tell that.
Yeah.
We're going to open this program just with a song. We've been opening our concert series that started on June 17th. We started in Sheffield. We're performing 10 concerts along the Appalachian Trail from Sheffield to North Adams. So we'll end in North Adams on Sunday. Yeah. Thank you. We've been commended for uniting the Berkshires through the Appalachian Trail. I didn't know it wasn't united, but some of you say things like that from time to time. So we're going to sing this song for you, and then Eileen is going to introduce a whole bunch of other people to come up and speak on behalf of this wonderful place. We pitched our tents behind you, so did several other through hikers we've met since we left on June 17th. So this song is called We'll Camp a Little While in the Wilderness. It's an a cappella song we learned. It's a North Carolina a cappella song from a woman, Betty Smith. We learned it off of a Folk Legacy vinyl record. We're doing it in F sharp for some reason, if any of you are paying attention to that sort of thing. Camp a little while in the wilderness, in the wilderness, in the wilderness. We'll camp a little while in the wilderness, then we'll be going home. Then we'll be going home. Then we'll be going home. We're all making ready. Then we'll be going home. Sisters, are you ready? Ready, oh, ready. Sisters, are you ready? Then we'll be going home. Then we'll be going home. Then we'll be going home. Sisters, are you ready? Then we'll be going home.
Brothers, are you ready?
Ready, oh, ready.
Brothers, are you ready?
Then we'll be going home. Then we'll be going home. Then we'll be going home. Brothers, are you ready? Then we'll be going home. We'll camp a little while in the wilderness. In the wilderness, in the wilderness. We'll camp a little while in the wilderness. Then we'll be going home. Then we'll be going home. Then we'll be going home. We're all making ready. Then we'll be going home. performing after this wonderful event. We'll be performing in the second half, and we'll be introducing some other community members of yours to also tell you some poetry and also sing you some songs. So thank you, and we're going to give it back to you, Eileen.
Thank you so much. Thank you for opening it up with that really fun, wonderful song. Okay, so continuing. So I unfortunately never had the pleasure of meeting Father Tom. However, being part of this project has allowed me to get a deep sense of how truly special he was. The Reverend John Bennett, a close friend of Tom's who was not able to be here with us, had this to say about him. He sent this email and I asked him if I could quote him. He said, Father Tom was a learned and caring man who, like Jesus himself, found solace and peace in the beauty of creation. Material things mattered little to him. God's creation, including the people he faithfully served, were what mattered most. So, as the pastor of St. Mary's of the Assumption Church for 20 years, Father Tom provided the church hall as a safe haven for over 6,000 hikers from around the globe. His conversations with these visitors inspired Father Tom to hike the trail himself, and he finished the entire 2,200 miles over a 12-year period. If you haven't already, definitely check out his story and great photo of him at the summit of Mount Katahdin, which are on the back side of the kiosk, which is over there where Karen is pointing to right now, and Dylan, that's our son over there, the tall guy. So the tradition of housing hikers at the church carried on after many years following Father Tom's retirement. Then in 2019, due to various circumstances, it was no longer a viable option. So following significant collaboration with the town of Cheshire leadership, we were granted use of this property, which has been gradually transformed into the new home for AT hikers. It is the perfect location, right off the trail, and close to the post office and Diane's Twist ice cream shop. So over the past 3 years, the town government, along with a dedicated group of volunteers and supporters, have invested significant energy into the campsite, making it what it is today. So Cheshire, being one of only 51 official designated Appalachian Trail communities, has become quite famous within through hiker circles for this one-of-a-kind refuge, and each season we welcome hundreds of hikers that express sincere gratitude for the amenities provided here, which I'm sure you've already seen. So with that said, I'd like to acknowledge some special guests with us here this evening. Cheshire Select Board members Michelle Francisconi, Ron DeAngelis and Sean McGrath over here, our state representative John Barrett, Father Tom's sister, Pat Massey, and her husband, Jim. Their daughter and grandson are back there somewhere, but there's Pat and Jim. Also, the children and grandchildren of Father Tom's other sister, the late Mary Crowley. Sorry about that. And they're in all the other folks back there. So glad you could all be here tonight. It's wonderful to see you all there. Some personal friends of Father Tom, including Father Peter Gregory, right there. Father Bruce Teague in the front here, next to Father Mike Shushanovich. The Sisters of Providence from Holyoke, Massachusetts. A friend of his, Steve Mole, who will be sharing a song or two later this evening. Steve, just raise your hand. You're here somewhere. There he is. So I guess what I've heard, Father Tom was an avid birder, and he was part of some bird clubs, and his birding friends are here also. There's several of you, so just raise your hand. It's friends from the birding club. My friend Cosmo Catalano, he's the project leader for the Massachusetts chapter of the AT volunteer group and played a major role in making this campsite what it is today. Where are you? Cosmo, just raise your hand. There he is, straight back in the green shirt. And you already met to some degree, are musical hikers, but I wanted to say, so that was Mark Mandeville, Rayanne Richards, Vito Cacavelli, Kyle Swartzwelder, and Eli Go of the Massachusetts Walking Tour. So they're on day 8 of their 10-day tour of the Appalachian Trail in Massachusetts, doing 10 concerts in towns along the way. So this is their 8th concert, like in a row, and they're hiking during the day. So we're happy to have them with us for this special occasion, and we're really looking forward to having them do the concert after the ceremony. So our agenda includes comments from our elected officials, and then also from Father Tom's brother-in-law, Jim Massey, and a blessing from Father Peter Gregory. We'll have an official ribbon cutting with Father Tom's family. We'll have an unveiling of a special sign in honor of Father Tom, and some acknowledgments and thank yous for everyone who made this all possible. And after which, we'll enjoy some delicious food, some hors d'oeuvres, and catered by KJ Nosh in Pittsfield, and of course, music from the walking tour. So that's the overview of the evening. So I'd like to now introduce our Select Board Chair, Michelle Francisconi.
Thank you, Eileen, and thank you to everyone who's here tonight. So I am the chairman of the Select Board here. I wasn't, though, when this whole project came to be. So I am also the business manager at St. Mary's, and so I was here in 2017, and I had not met Father Tom before I began working here for the parish, but I did have the honor of meeting him one time for the 50th anniversary celebration for St. Mary's. And it was actually in that same year, it was 2017, that it was becoming abundantly clear, I think, to both the parish and to the diocese that the hiker ministry that Father Tom had started decades prior, we had outgrown the parish. It wasn't sustainable anymore, and we needed to find solutions to help move the hikers elsewhere. But we didn't want to lose the special quality that Father Tom had brought into the parish. And I think, as Eileen said, over 6,000 hikers had found respite inside the halls of St. Mary's for decades. And I think that they became immersed in the parish culture, and it was really, really, really evident to all of us, the parishioners and the community members, that we needed to find somewhere else for them to stay. And it was a difficult road. So actually, Eileen mentioned to me today as I was here, she goes, can you talk a little bit about how this came to be and how we got to the point where we were working together with the town. So in 2017, at the end of that summer season, we knew that we couldn't open the doors to the hall anymore. And Eileen and I hadn't even been in contact with each other yet at that point. And I looked back through my email this morning, and it was February of 2018 that she and I first connected about finding a solution. So it's been over 4 years in the making. And it's thrilling to see such a wonderful crowd here tonight to support what has become an amazing project and an amazing stop point on the Appalachian Trail in memory of Father Tom. And what I've heard of Father Tom is just that he was just immersed in the community, and he would attend students the Little League games. He would just walk across the parking lot and spend time hanging out on the fence and shooting the breeze with the community members. He'd often be out on the lawnmower, riding around and mowing the lawn at St. Mary's. He was a roll up your sleeves kind of guy that everybody loved. And, I wish I had gotten to meet him more than that one night. I think everybody was tugging him in a million different directions, and I never really got a chance to talk to him. But he definitely seemed like an amazing man that I wish I had gotten to speak with more. And tonight, and I think, in a culmination of the last several years of working with the town, and through that process, I actually was elected to the Board of Selectmen, and I'm so proud to be part of this community that, today is testament to the fact that the people here really, really can rally together and say, all right, we have a problem, let's work together to find a solution. And I think we've really done a great job with that. We looked at numerous different sites, and actually where the tent is pitched right now, and this group of people that's in front of me, there was a building here before, and all of that was in place when the special permit was granted in August of 2019, just after the Appalachian Trail community designation was granted to the town. That building was here, and this was a blank slate, and I think that the people really came together and recognized that the spirit of what Father Tom created needed to be recreated and moved here. And I think everybody's done an amazing job pulling that together. And over, despite the challenges of COVID, the site is an amazing stopping point on the Appalachian Trail, and something that I know that Father Tom would consider to be a blessing. It's a blessing for the community, it's a blessing for the hikers, and I think he would just find it all together an amazing experience. So thank you.
Appreciate those comments and that whole perspective. Yeah, and so great. Okay, so our representative John Barrett is here, and he's going to say a few words as well. Welcome, John.
Remember that show, Cheers? What did they always said about it? Where everybody knows everybody. That's Cheshire. It's such a special place. And I'll just tell you a quick story before I have some other remarks. That we had redistricting this year and going through it, and everybody wanted to make sure which communities they got. Let me tell you something. I said to the chairman of the redistricting committee, I says, if you take Cheshire away from me, there's going to be trouble. And I'll tell you why I said that. Because it's a special place in so many ways. I don't think I've missed an event here since I got elected in office, and I'm not giving a campaign speech at this stage of my life in politics. This is from the heart and very sincere when I say this. It's a special community in so many ways because, you fight among yourselves. Little disagreements here and now and then. But when there's a problem, you all come together. When there's a problem with a family, when there's a problem in the community, you come together. And that's what makes this community so special. And what you've been able to accomplish in my short 5 years as your state representative is totally amazing. The unity in the community, putting together something like this, honoring people who should be honored and are often forgot. Because we forget sometimes those that came before us. And when I hear about the Father Tom, I had met Father Tom at funerals mainly when I'd come to St. Mary's. And he was special in his own way. And the priests that are here tonight, Father Gregory, who's an institution, not only in the city of Pittsfield, but in the entire part of Berkshire County. He remembers like I remember. And when you can touch the lives of people that you've never met in a positive way, then you know your walk through life has been a good one. Father Tom's walk through life was a good one. And we should emulate what he's done. And that's what we should be teaching our kids to do today too. To what you do in your time on this earth, make sure it's worthwhile. And whatever happens, make sure, or somehow try, to make sure that you touch the lives of people that you never know. And then you will have a worthwhile life. And I can say that Cheshire has had a worthwhile community over the years in so many ways with the people that are here. And you're special. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. This isn't a campaign. You can vote me out for all I care right about now. Send me off. I'm on the back nine. Or as someone said, the last semester. But I do mean this very much. In what Eileen's been able to do, and John, her husband, who tags along with her, it's just amazing. And if he doesn't do what he's told, he's going to be in trouble. But they've certainly left their fingerprints on this community in so many ways, and I hope it continues to last for many more years ahead, because you do have a special place here, and be happy that you're here in so many ways, even on the bad days. Thank you for making me part of this ceremony tonight. I enjoy it, as always, my trips to Cheshire. Thank you.
Thank you very much, John. That was so well said. Really appreciate it. All of it,
I
right?
never know what's going to come out.
Okay, so now I'd like to introduce Jim Massey, Father Tom's brother-in-law, to say a few words about Father Tom and whatever he will say.
Well,
have to start it off with a favorite quote from Father Tom that really got me here. Keep it short, Jim. On behalf of the family of Father Tom, I'd like to say thank you for being here to honor him on the dedication of this beautiful campsite in his name. I'd also like to thank the committee who spent time, treasure, and talent to the nth degree to make this happen. We would like to also thank a person who isn't here now, Mr. Ed Bennett. Ed was a dear friend of Tommy's, and for everyone here in Cheshire. Father Tom really revered the beauty, the sacred beauty of nature. So it is in this dedication we echo his reverence. Wouldn't he be happy? Peace. Thank you. Bless you all.
Thank you so much, Jim. And now I'd like to introduce Father Peter Gregory, who's going to say a few words and offer a blessing.
Well, good evening. I welcome all of you here and certainly am honored to be able to share a blessing and a few words of a wonderful priest and a wonderful friend. Father Tom and me were young priests together a long time ago at St. Joseph's under the direction of the beautiful pastor, Monsignor Paul Riedel, and we were his associates. And we got along better than brothers. Our ministry and our love of the Lord was personified in the people we served. And we were not challenging one another, we were always doing things together and sharing the beautiful gifts of our Lord for others. So everything you've heard from the speakers thus far, I could go on and on about it. But I want to first give a blessing, and then I'm going to teach you a little song that speaks volumes of what Father Tom has done here and began with the hikers and the trails and all. I spoke with Mark, the head of the music ministry, and I said, if you can catch a few words in the tune, you can accompany me up here. So with our blessing, and then I'll teach you a little song that says it all. O Lord God, creator of all that is, we rejoice in this new possession of a campsite. We're grateful for the greater quality of life that it helps so many to enjoy. Grateful that we have been given the honor of being stewards. Help each one to use this gift as you, its ultimate source, intended it to be used. May this possession of this site be a cause for healthy pride of ownership and give everyone a willingness to embrace all that honors the beautiful property. Most all, may we see this campsite and trails as a sign of your divine affection and continuous care for all. May we never take for granted the numerous good things you have allowed all of us to share. As we rejoice in this gift, we remember all of the things that you have done for us in the past, especially through Father Tom Begley. And so we pause now in a prayer of silent gratitude. Lord our God, holy source of all grace, may your divine blessing rest upon this trails and campsite and upon each one who will use and benefit from it. And with that prayer, I'm going to teach you a short song, because if you remember the definition in your catechism long years ago, when you sing, you pray twice. And so I'm going to teach you a little song for this campsite. This is holy ground. We're standing on holy ground. The Lord is present, and so this ground is holy. Try that now. This is holy ground. We're standing on holy ground. The Lord is present, and so this ground is holy. One more time as I thank Mark. This is holy ground. We're standing on holy ground. The Lord is present, and so this ground is holy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Father. That was amazing. That was really, really wonderful. And thank you, Rayanne and Mark, for backup. Okay, so we're going to move on to an official ribbon cutting. So I'd first like to ask Michelle and John and Pat and Father Gregory and Cosmo, if you would, to come up and stand. Oh, right about here. And then Pat's family members, the two who are going to hold the ribbon, and Pat and, you've got to tell me your name again, Joanne, her niece, are going to cut the ribbon together. So we're just going to take a moment to get situated. You can come up a little closer, like you, there. Come a little closer, and Pat and Joanne. So I think Pat may have a declaration to say before this ceremonial ribbon cutting is going to happen. So, you ready for that? And whoever is taking both, great, good. And Cosmo. So I don't want to get in anyone's way here.
Well, with joy and with deep appreciation to all of you and all who brought this together, we just want to name this site the Father Tom Campsite. We declare this officially.
All right. Excellent. You can keep with it. That is for you. Thank you so much. I'll take that massive thing out of there. No, you did great. Thank you so much, everyone. So we have a special surprise for a lot of you here. So throughout his years of hiking, Father Tom was known to reference a quote from Henry David Thoreau. Not surprisingly, the words are quite profound, so we felt it appropriate for them to watch over this space and inspire all who pass through. So, look at, we got a little music, take a little drum roll, except no drums, but it doesn't matter. These guys, oh, look at her, so creative. So, my husband John and Peter Traub are going to unveil this sign, and we want someone to read it out loud. Who's going to stand up and read it out loud? I guess me. Cosmo, where are you? Could you stand up? I know, but...
Yeah, I'll read it.
Great. Come on up.
Okay, here we go. Stand up.
Heaven is under our feet as well as over our heads.
Thank you to all community members who made this possible through the church donations. It was really very, very inspiring, very, very wonderful to see the support come together for that. So this was made by Bob Stone of Showcase Signs. And it's not even wood, even though it looks like wood, it's going to last forever. It's going to be there a long, long time. And I just think it's awesome right there over the bike shed. So in honor of Father Tom, we have that there. Okay, so before we conclude, I must just thank some people for all who made this possible. So the town of Cheshire for their financial support for various expenses incurred to build this property. To Select Board Chair Michelle Francisconi for her vision in support of this property from the beginning. Bob Navin in the Highway Department for support and infrastructure and maintaining the property. They mow the lawn, they do all kinds of things. Travis Delritez in the Water Department for the major task of installing a municipal water line over there. You should have seen, it's a huge thing for them to do that. And so we now have water, drinkable water for the hikers. Our town wiring inspector, wait, maybe I'll say everybody and then we can clap at the end. Our town wiring inspector, George Sweet, who I think is here, there he is, for installing ample electricity for the hikers to charge their devices, and to Aaron Singer for enclosing the electrical box on the other side there, AT style. Gary Trudeau for volunteering his time and equipment to demolish the old building that was right here that Michelle mentioned, and to Mickey and Mike Biagini for their assistance. So Cosmo Catalano and the Massachusetts chapter of the AT Volunteer Group, who maintain the 90 miles of trails in Massachusetts. These dedicated folks made it possible to have a privacy fence, the bike shed, the kiosk, picnic tables, a bear box, and the well-used hammock poles in the back. Our dedicated local volunteers who helped with all these developments, and campsite stewards who attend to the campsite every day to welcome hikers and for upkeep. They are Karen, Mark, and Brody Daigle, Peter Traub, John Tremblay, John and Jenny Gadbois, Rob Doherty, Sherry Benedetti, Dale Ballawender, Diane Talavera, Julie Dispensky, Art Kaufman, Ricky Barton, and Wiley Goodman. Also to Amanda Chilson and Josh Morin, who started the Bikes for Hikers in North Adams and donated those 4 bicycles, which look like they are in use. As you can see, it took like a village to make all this possible. So, I just must say a special thank you and shout out to my husband John for your unending support and encouragement. So that's everyone. Yeah. Well, it was a pleasure. It was really something special to be part of all this. So thank you. And thank you for being here to honor Father Tom Begley. So we're now, this part is concluding, so we're going to just take a little transition here. You can get up, stretch. There is food, really delicious food from KJ Nosh Catering in Pittsfield. We have some folks over there ready to, so definitely come and stay and have something to eat. You can just find your seat. The musicians are going to play right up here. Shortly, just get some food and we'll transition and come right back. So thank you again.
So you can go about socializing and eating and chewing and standing in line. And we're just going to get going with our program and start playing some songs. And feel free to have a seat.
Yeah.
And it's best seats.
Well, I live right down the street, and I rent from a woman who grew up here, who was 90. That just knows the history of the town.
This is amazing. So because the musicians are from.
Oh, so that's how you know.
So I came out to again, I brought my own dinner.
There you go. What's your name? John and Paul. Good to meet you. You got 2 minutes?
I'm back in the saddle again, out where a friend is a friend, with a longhorn cattle feed on the lonely gypsum weed. Back in the saddle again, riding the range once more, toting my old 44. When you sleep out every night and the only law is right, back in the saddle again. Whoopie-tie-I-O, rockin' to and fro, back in the saddle again. Whoopie-tie-I-A, I go my way, back in the saddle again. Back in the saddle again, out where a friend is a friend, with a longhorn cattle feed on the lonely gypsum weed. Back in the saddle again, riding the range once more, toting my old 44. When you sleep out every night and the only law is right, back in the saddle again. Whoopie-tie-I-O, rockin' to and fro, back in the saddle again. Whoopie-tie-I-A, I go my way, back in the saddle again. I'm back in the saddle again. I'm back in the saddle again. Thank you very much. The Massachusetts Walking Tour rides again after a 2-year hiatus. We're walking across the state of Massachusetts. That's right, we're doing a heck of a lot of work. And all you're doing is sitting and eating. So the least you can do is have a seat and enjoy the music that we're going to put forth. We're going to play a few songs for you and then invite some very special community performers up here to play. This next song, if you know the words to it, you can sing if you'd like. We had some reservations about playing this song. It's so widely known. Our group has walked across the state so many times, carrying our instruments and playing shows like this. Except this particular show seems very interesting. But just continue to enjoy yourself. Like I said, if you know the words to this song, you can sing on the chorus. You can help us sing the verse if you want. But the chorus is just fine. So happy that your community welcomed us here and all these Appalachian Trail hikers, wherever they're coming from. They really appreciate it. For the times they are changing. Come gather round, people, wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept that it soon will be drenched to the bone. If the time to you it's worth saving, so you better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone. For the times they are a-changing. Come writers and critics who prophesize with your pen, better keep your eyes wide, the chance won't come again. And don't speak too soon, for the wheels still spin, and there's no telling who that it's naming. For the loser now will be later to win. For the times they are a-changing. Come senators, congressmen, please heed the call. Don't stand in the doorway, don't block up the hall. For he that gets hurt will be he who has stalled. Big battle outside raging, he'll soon shake your windows and rattle your walls. For the times they are a-changing. Come mothers and fathers throughout the land, and don't criticize what you can't understand, for your sons and your daughters are beyond your command. And your old road is rapidly fading. Please get out a new loan if you can't lend a hand. For the times they are a-changing. The line is drawn, the curse is cast. So on now will later be fast, as the present now will later be past. The order is rapidly fading. First one now will later be last. For the times they are a-changing. For the times they are a-changing. Thank you guys so much for singing along. We sing these songs on the trail all day long, and you guys weren't there. So it's nice to have you. Thanks for being here. Yeah.
Yeah, he gets. Yeah, I'll give you a second.
These instruments have been on long walks too. Sometimes they're a little fussy about getting into tune. Sometimes when they don't walk with us, we lock them in trunks of cars. We're going to do a song for you by a fellow by the name of Utah Phillips. Friends of folk music will know that name very well. This song about a wagon train. All right, this is called the Goodnight Lovin' Trail. Two old Durango over out on the swing. You beat the triangle and curse everything. dirt was a kingdom, then you'd be the king. On the good night trail, on the loving trail, our old woman's lonesome tonight. Your French harp blows like a lone ball and cat. It's a wonder the wind don't tear off his skin. Get in there and blow out the light. With your snake oil and herbs and your liniments too, you can do anything that a doctor can do, except find a cure for your own nasty stew. On the good night trail, on the loving trail, our old woman's lonesome tonight. Your French harp blows like a lone bobbing cat. It's a wonder the wind don't tear off your skin. Get in there and blow out the light. Campfire's all out, the coffee's all gone. The boys are still up and they're raising the dawn. You're still sitting there all lost in a song. On the good night trail, on the loving trail, our old woman's lonesome tonight. Your French harp blows like a lone bowling cat. It's a wonder the wind don't tear off your skin. Get in there and blow out the lights. On the good night trail, on the loving trail, get in there and blow out the lights. I know someday that I'll be just the same, wearing an apron instead of a name. There's no one to curse and there's no one to blame. On the good night trail, on the loving trail, our old woman's lonesome tonight. Your French harp blows like a lone bowling cat. It's a wonder the wind don't tear off your skin. Get in there and blow out the lights. It's a wonder the wind don't tear off your skin. Get in there and blow out the lights.
How are y'all doing? Yeah, this is awesome. I wish that I could have met Father Tom. I think I would have liked him a lot. I want to make sure that we also thank the Cheshire Cultural Council. They helped with some funds tonight to help us get here on our tour and be part of this awesome event. We actually were supported by Cultural Council grants in all 10 towns that we're visiting, which is a monumental effort and really awesome. So thank you to the Cheshire Cultural Council and the Massachusetts Cultural Council. I also want to make sure that from the bottom of our hikery hearts, we thank all of you guys that get out there and cut down trees and build steps out of stones and make the trail a wonderful passage to be on. You guys have all worked really hard. We've done enough hiking to know what a water bar is and all of those sorts of things. So every time I see one, I get excited. Somebody was out here doing this. It's amazing. We're going to do an Emmylou Harris song for you now. She's one of my heroes. I hope I can do it justice. We like to pick songs that play into our theme of walking, and this one is called A Ways to Go. So it turns out tomorrow we still have a ways to go. We're going to be hiking up that big old mountain back there, the one with the thing on the top, you know the one. We're going up that. So I want you all to Keep me in your prayers. Pray to the weather gods as well. We're from Central Massachusetts. This is our 11th time walking through towns on the state and doing concerts. You guys ready? I hear the clock ticking, see the sweat upon my brow. I know my destination, nothing's gonna stop me now. I'm running on desire, baby, I got nerves of steel. Coming down to the wire, Lord above me, guide the wheel. Keep me in your prayers tonight, or be weary upon that road. I know the finish line's inside, but I still have a ways to go. There's a junkyard dog a-barking in the valley down below. He's the one me to stop and gather up a heavy load. Ain't gonna heed his call, I'm giving him the time of day. I said once and for all, gonna throw that stuff away. Keep me in your prayers tonight, be weary upon that road. I know the finish line's inside, but I still have a ways to go. I won't have a bit of trouble heading down the straight and true. I fly so low on the double into the under. Might need an intervention out upon the icy turn. In a foggy situation, squealing on the hairpin curves. I'm running on desire, baby, I got nerves of steel. Coming down to the wire, Lord above me, guide the wheel. Keep me in your prayers tonight, be weary upon that road. I know the finish line's inside, but I still have a ways. Keep me in your prayers tonight, be weary upon that road. I know the finish line's inside, but I still have a way to go. Thank you so much.
So we have some local performers, some people that are Cheshire locals, and some people who have some really important connections here to the Father Tom campsite. So let me find her. She's got a radiant smile. Where is she? There she is. Here she comes. I want you to welcome to the stage, and please applaud until she's fully up here, Mary Lou Burdick. She's going to read some poems for you.
I always smile. Thank you for your attention. This poem is called Ahead, and I think it goes great with the song that you sang before about changes. Life is changing all around. People and places I thought I knew seem different as time goes by. Some are the same, but only a few. Somewhere along the line you learn, look ahead for the coming years. Don't look back and wonder why. See a future of joy as well as tears. Keep your eyes on where you are going. Be open to change. Be willing to grow. Looking for answers can slow us up. There's plenty we don't need to know. See life through the light of a barren tree. Changes must come with each season. Winter is cold, so bare and gray. Spring, fall, and summer tell the reason. Did the tree know that cold winter day? Soon he'd be dressed in colors so fine. Do you think he could tell within a year people would eat of his fruit, pressing some for wine? How did he feel as the leaves one by one fell to the ground below? In the spring with the blossoms all blooming, do you suppose he knew he was starting to grow? Thank you. That's enough. Could I do one more? One more nice short one. Did you ever see a child play, laughing with a friend? Listen closely, hear what they say. Did you ever see a tree dance, swaying in the wind? If you haven't had the chance, give her more than just a glance. Did you ever hear the birds sing in perfect harmony? If you hear the gentle ring, feel gifted as a king. Did you ever see the rainbow reaching across the sky? If you feel you want to grow, remember, good things come slow. Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you.
The radiant smile and wonderful poetry of Mary Lou Burdick, everyone. Thank you guys for being here. I just noticed so much, all of the people that are tenting behind you, we've seen many of them since we've started our journey. Our particular group has been walking, and we've met so many of these wonderful people, and they all just happened to camp here today, so they finally got to see us perform. We've been telling them for about a week now that we're a traveling band, and they're like, yeah, sure. We really were. We really are a traveling band. I told you. Yeah, okay. So we have another performer from the area. He has a special connection to this place and Father Tom, so please welcome Steve Mole.
Well, hello. So this is a special day for all of us. Tom was a friend of mine who I met through my wife Noreen Putnam Mole. She was a birder, and then when she met Tom Begley, they like clicked like brother and sister. They were best friends that you could, we used to have them over for picnics. And so, yeah, this is a special night for me, too. So I'm just going to do 2 songs. I'm going to do The Circle of Life. From the day we arrive on this planet, step blinking into the sun, there's more to be seen than can ever be seen, more to do than can ever be done. Some say eat or be eaten, and some say live and let live. But all would agree as we join the stampede, we should never take more than we give. In the circle of life, it's the wheel of fortune, it's the leap of faith, the band of hope, till we find our way on the path unwinding, in the circle of life. Some of us fall by the wayside, and some of us soar to the stars. Some of us sail through our troubles, and some of us live with the scars. There's much, too much to take in here, more to find than can ever be found. But the sun rolling high in the sapphire sky leads great and small on the endless round, the circle of life. It's the wheel of fortune, it's the leap of faith, the band of hope, till we find our way on the path unwinding, in the circle of life. It's the wheel of fortune, It's the leap of faith, the band of hope, till we find our way on the path unwinding in the circle of life. All right, well, thank you very much. Thank you. So, this song, I was going to ask Pat Massey, Tommy's sister, if she wanted me to sing a song, and she chose How Great Thou Art. So I rehearsed it this week. Let's just put it that way. Let's see. So you must know the words. Maybe you could help me. Hey, I wanted to say the hikers, they're barefoot tonight, but I hope they wear boots. I hope they wear boots when they're on the trail. Yes, they said they do. Okay. Oh my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the worlds thy hands hath made, oh, I see the stars, I feel the rolling thunder, the power throughout the universe deceived. And when I think that God his Son not sparing sent him to die, I scarce can take it in. And on the cross and on the cross, what's the next words? And on the cross, and on the cross, I got it. And on the cross, my burden gladly bearing, sent him to die. I bear can take it in. Then my soul sings, my Savior God, to thee. Ah, how great thou art, how great thou art. Then my soul sings, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. When through the woods and forest glades I wander, oh, I hear the birds sing sweetly through the trees. When I look down from the lofty mountain grandeur, oh, I see the brook and feel the gentle breeze. When Christ comes with shouts of acclamation to take me home, what joy shall fill my heart. And then I'll bow in humble admiration for him to take me home. and my soul sings to you. How great thou art, how great thou art, and my soul sings to you. How great thou art, how great thou art. When I walk through the woods and forest grandeur, I hear the birds sing sweetly through the trees. When I look down from lofty mountain grandeur, I see the brook and feel the gentle breeze. Then my soul sings, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then my soul sings, my Savior God, to thee. Oh, how great thou art, how great thou art. Well, thank you very much. Thank you, Pat. Thank you. Thank you.
Before he disappears, Steve Mole, everyone. Yay! All right, thank you guys for spending this wonderful evening with us. And we're going to introduce to you now a fellow who's been walking with us. You won't be able to notice because he cleans up so well. He does not look like he's been hiking all day, but I assure you, he has hiked every mile with us. He's our traveling opening act. It's my pleasure to introduce to you Eli Go.
Really appreciate that, Mark. He says that every time. Guess I ought to believe it. Yeah, so my name is Eli Go. I walk around with them. It's an interesting thing because it's very challenging. It's very hard on us, and you'll hear that from the rest of the band. So I suppose I'm prefacing this. But there are often times I wonder, why am I doing this in the first place? And I find myself at a crossroads in my life, right? So I just graduated, trying to figure out what I want to do, and then this opportunity presented itself. So I figured, perfect. And it's this very important journey for me, I think. And it's very special to be here on that journey for this event. Everything happens for a reason and all that, so I think this is brilliant. I'm reminded of a song, a very old song by a guy named Tom Paxton. A rambling song, sort of like a lot of us here, or the hikers anyways, a lot of us hikers here. It's a tune called I Can't Help But Wonder Where I'm Bound. And I mean, obviously, with the trail we have a destination, but I suppose beyond that, if you use it as a metaphor, and maybe I'm talking too much and getting too deep into this, so I'm just going to play the song. It's a long and dusty road, a hard and a heavy load. The folks that I meet ain't always kind. Some are bad and some are good. Some have done the best they could. Some have tried to ease my troubling mind. But I can't help but wonder where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Can't help but wonder where I'm bound. I've been wandering through this land, just doing the best I can, trying to find what I was meant to do. And the people that I see, they look as worried as can be, and it looks like they are wandering too. And I can't help but wonder where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Can't help but wonder where I'm bound. Now I had a little girl one time, she had lips like sherry wine, and she loved me till my head went plumb insane. But I was too blind to see she was drifting away from me, and my good gal went off on a morning train. 'Cause I can't help but wonder where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Can't help but wonder where I'm bound. And I had a buddy back home, but he started out to roam, and I hear that he's out by Frisco Bay. And sometimes when I've had a few, his old voice comes ringing through. Well, I'm going out to see him some old day. 'Cause I can't help but wonder where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Can't help but wonder where I'm bound. If you see me passing by and you sit and you wonder why, and you wish that you were rambling too, nail your shoes to the kitchen floor, lace 'em up and bar the door. Thank your stars for the roof that's over you. 'Cause I can't help but wonder where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Can't help but wonder where I'm bound. No, I can't help but wonder where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Can't help but wonder where I'm bound. Thank you very much. This journey really puts a lot of things in perspective, and I feel like the song spoke to that. But I'm done singing. I'm going to let the guitar do the singing for me. I'm going to try to anyways. We have this set up here. I've heard stories of these gooseneck microphones. But I'll introduce the song first. This comes from the UK folk scene. It was created by a guy named Davy Graham, made popular by a guy named Bert Jansch, and brought to America by Paul Simon. This song used to be a very important thing if you wanted to get into the folk clubs back in the 60s and the 70s, and now it's just being played by washed-up kids at random festivals and places around the world. It's a tune called Angie. Thank you very much. I hope you could hear that. So now I will welcome back to the stage the Massachusetts Walking Tour. To complete their set, please give them a very warm welcome.
Thank you guys for being so polite and for enjoying this wonderful evening. I don't know if you guys can see it, but these bushes over here obstruct a great view of the range. I get that feeling that time changes a lot of things sometimes when we hike along the AT, and I look to the right or I look to the left. I feel like once upon a time you were able to see a view, and the trees have grown up so high that you see something different now. But once upon a time you could see a view there, I think. It's kind of like that. We're gonna do another song. It's an old Crow Medicine Show song, if you're familiar with that band. It's called Ain't It Enough. Show me a river, I'll show you an ocean. Show me a castle that's turned into sand. We rise and we fall, we crash on the shorelines, and only our love will last till the end. Fortune is fleeting and time is deceiving. Our bodies are weak and they turn into dust. All following blindly, love, it's like lightning. It strikes only one time, ain't it enough? Ain't it enough to live by the ways of the world, to be part of the picture, whatever it's worth? Throw your arms round each other and love one another. It's only one life that we've got. Ain't it enough? Surely all people are made for each other. They join in together when the days get too tough. Let the prison walls crumble, let the borders all tumble. There's a place for us all here, and ain't it enough? Ain't it enough to live by the ways of the world, to be part of the picture, whatever it's worth? Throw your arms round each other and love one another. There's only one life that we've got. Ain't it enough? Late in the evening, feeling the wind blow. Talk through the treetops, warm in the sun. Lying beside you, watching the moon rise. That's all there is, baby. And ain't it enough? Show me a river, I'll show you an ocean. The stars are like diamonds shining above. And the heavens all beaming, and the world is all dreaming. It's peace everlasting, but ain't it enough? And ain't it enough to live by the ways of the world, to be part of the picture, whatever it's worth? Throw your arms round each other and love one another. There's only one life that we've got, and ain't it enough? All right, we're going to introduce to you By his trail name, please welcome Mr. Wonderful.
So this is a song, it's on the Doc Watson Family album, I believe. It's called I'm Trouble.
There's a whole bunch of seats up here if anybody doesn't mind being downwind.
Mr. Wonderful, why don't you tell the people here why you're troubled?
Yeah, why are you troubled?
I don't know, I'm always troubled.
You got a bad foot.
Yeah. Yeah, I hurt my foot walking on the trail, so it's not too fun right now. But it's worth it. But it's white.
See, he's a man of few words. There's a lot of people that have been taking care of us on the trail, and when somebody does hurt themselves, there's a whole bunch of people in your community and in the surrounding communities that take care of people when they hurt themselves on the trail. People that'll let you camp in their backyard for like a week.
Yeah.
We found those people while we were on this trip, and it's been really, really heartwarming. You read the paper or watch the news, and you might think the world is a big hot mess. It's not. It's full of really terrific people doing fantastic things, and you shouldn't forget that ever.
Nice and snappy.
Nice and snappy.
You ready?
Yep.
Meeting is pleasure, parting is grief, but a false-hearted lover is worse than a thief. A thief can rob you and take what you say, but a false-hearted lover take you to the grave. I'm troubled, I'm troubled, I'm troubled in mind. If trouble don't kill me, Lord, I'll live a long time. The grave will decay you and turn you to dust. Ain't a girl in a million that a poor boy can trust. They'll hug you, they'll kiss you, tell you more lies than the crossed eyes on the railroad or the stars in the sky. I'm troubled, I'm troubled, I'm troubled in mind. If trouble don't kill me, Lord, I'll live a long time. I'm going to Georgia, I'm going to Rome, I'm going to Georgia, gonna make it my home. Gonna build me a cabin on the mountain so high, where the wild birds and turtle doves can hear my sad cry. I'm troubled, I'm troubled, I'm troubled in mind. If trouble don't kill me, Lord, I'll live a long time. I'm troubled, I'm troubled, I'm troubled in mind. If trouble don't kill me, Lord, I'll live a long time.
Mr. Wonderful.
Mr. Wonderful.
What's next? Let me consult the paper. Okay. Perfect. All right, let's do that one. Walking for his first time, Mr. Wonderful Vito here has been, this is his 4th walking tour. That's a lot of miles. Rayanne and I have been putting together the Massachusetts Walking Tour since 2010. We've visited over 102 towns across the state of Massachusetts and performed over 121 concerts. So if you do that math, you realize we've walked over 1,000 miles, but we've done concerts in specific towns more than once, because we go this way and that way and the other thing. So the Appalachian Trail, I think, was the last of the large distance trails in the state that we are yet to cover. We've walked the Mid-State Trail, the New England National Scenic Trail, and for 2 years we hiked along the Bay Circuit Trail, which is another, if for those of you who understand the history behind the Appalachian Trail. Another one of Benton Mackay's interests was a green space around Boston known as the Emerald Necklace. It's been revisioned into a trail called the Bay Circuit Trail. Benton Mackay was really interested in making sure we had a place to walk in the woods, and more importantly, a place like Cheshire and a place like Dalton, where we could walk in the woods and to and into a town and out of a town, back into the woods and back into another town. He was really interested in that, and you see that here in Cheshire. Really neat.
Okay. Hello again. This, Vito's been on this thing 4 times, they've done this 11. This is my first. Somehow or another, I've managed to avoid it for all of these years. They finally drug me along, and, what do you know, it's the AT, so. But seriously, we're having a really, really great time. It is extremely difficult when you're lugging instruments and all that stuff up and down race, and where else have we been? Bear. Well, we didn't do Bear, but we did. But yeah, we got up to the cobbles today. Anyway, it's been great. So occasionally on this tour, you've noticed you've heard songs by Bob Dylan and Emmylou Harris and Doc Watson. Occasionally there is a song by one of us on the stage. This one just happens to be written by me, yours truly. This is a song called Feet First. Coincidentally, the best way to get down the Appalachian Trail. Better than head first.
You've tried butt first. You've done that a whole bunch too.
These instruments have gone across the state for a lot of years, so they take a lot of finesse to get them to work.
I think we have a family of squirrels trying to sing with us back here. That is also something that can only happen on the walking tour.
Dancing?
That you couldn't see the front.
Our logo for the Massachusetts Walking Tour is a squirrel.
Yes.
It may have well been him.
Finally. All right. Good? Okay. Back to it. This is a song called Feet First. Over the ground, and the dirt from the road, it stained my jeans. My toes are so worn and so tired, and the trail, well, the trail's worn out too. I'll walk if it means, only if it means I'll see you soon. I'll talk if you need, but only if you need. I'll see you soon. At the part of the trail that diverges, I lost my way. There's a tree, looks like a brick wall, with a mortar and such in its hollow, all hard as a stone. Just how it came to be there, we'll never know.
in me. Don't live in me. I'll see you soon. I'll talk if you need. Only if you need. And I'll see you soon. I'll talk, but only if you need. And I'll see you soon. Mark and Rayanne on the harmonies there.
Okay, thank you guys so much. We're just going to play 2 more songs. We have 2 more concerts to go. There were 10 dates that we had from Sheffield to North Adams. Tomorrow we'll be at Bascom Lodge. Every year we record one of our concerts and we sell it as sort of like a donation thing. We are an extremely grassroots organization funded predominantly by the Massachusetts Cultural Council. But if you'd like to take some of our music home with you, we have our recording that we did on our last walking tour in 2019 live in Swansea, Massachusetts. We have that on the table over there if you'd like to take it home. For whatever you'd like to donate to us, we'd be happy to give it to you. And tomorrow at Bascom Lodge, we'll be recording this year's concert. So the music that you hear tonight will be performed at Bascom tomorrow. The show's from 5 to 7, and we'll be recording it. I want to thank also the camera crews that have been here from CTSB. Give them a round of applause because they've been here every night. Every night. Yep, we got TV crews aplenty. This is a very special event. Eileen Quinn has been, as far as I can tell, extremely responsible for this event. I'm sure she's working together with tons of other people. But we've been putting this together for quite a long time.
Yeah, you stuck with us for 3 years.
I don't know if you've done it yet, but please give Eileen a round of applause. She's put a lot of sweat into this. I can attest to that. For the last 3 years, Rand and I have been talking to the same people about the same concerts in anticipation for it happening, and we are finally doing it. I also want to say to any of the AT hikers that are in their tents wanting to go to bed, I'm sorry you happened to tent at a concert. They didn't know that probably. Okay, this is a lullaby-esque song. Our friend Don here wants us to do something. This is a song of mine. It's called Road May Rise. I want to thank your pastor here that we sang with earlier. He referred to us as a ministry. He said, oh, the music ministry. And believe it or not, a lot of people refer to the work that Rand and I do as that, whether it's the Massachusetts Walking Tour or not. And I think it has to do with the fact that we really do appreciate your community. We come in here and appreciate all the work that you do. We're from Central Massachusetts, where we don't have a lot of these sort of resources that you have. I told a crowd of people last night I just struggled to get one, not even a mile-long trail free of couches and televisions that people dump there, and it's hard to just do that. And you guys are celebrating this, so just to give you some perspective. Thanks. And by that, you're applauding me tuning my banjo.
You hear this song a lot. I don't know why. It's the most popular one.
You know banjo's a hard tune. You do.
Yeah, she takes banjo lessons with us.
So a lullaby for the people in the tents.
leaving the past behind, and coming to terms with time, and casting out meanness, and shedding off sorrow. And where we're lost sometimes, and often the road may rise, along we follow. They say life is but a circle, round and round we go. Some of us are running away from any ghosts, while some of us are standing still, frozen by the thought that moving on would change us in a way we wouldn't want. Would we forget about our loved ones and snuff out all the flames, bury all our memories and hang our heads in shame? Would we carry on our shoulders all the burdens and the blames, and continue round our circles till the last laps of our days? Along we follow. One can spend forever wondering, standing in one place, weighed down by those feelings and afraid of any change. But it only takes a moment, a tiny little spark, and that flame alive again is now a beacon in the dark. And oftentimes I'd ask myself, oh, where we'd be tonight, and question how it feel to know I wasted all this time. Once the guilt of losing you had shut out every dawn, in the midnight of our suffering is giving way to moving on, leaving the past behind, and coming to terms with time, and casting out meanness, and shedding off sorrow. Where we're lost sometimes, often a road may rise, along we follow.
Woo! We're going to have the rest of our team come up here now and finish the song. This song you might know. If you want to sing, you can totally sing with us. This is Eli and his partner Quasi. They've been walking a whole bunch with us. Hi.
Where it was yesterday.
Yeah, we're going to put it right in the center. This is Quasi. Yeah. Oh, well, no. It's been really difficult, but these people are extraordinary human beings. And we've been...
want some hope for the future. Hang out with these two.
Yeah. I mean, we're okay too, I guess, but we're being flanked by the future.
Closing in on you.
Yes.
We've already tried to overthrow him like twice. But... so this song was written by Phil Oakes, but we're going to do Pete Seeger's version for you.
Yeah. But thank you guys very much. We really appreciate all your support.
Come and take a walk with me through this green and growing land. Walk through the meadows, the mountains and the sands. Walk through the valleys, the rivers and the plains. Walk through the sun and walk through the rain. Here's a land full of power and glory. Beauty words cannot recall. Her power shall rest on the strength of her freedom. Her glory shall rest on us all. On us all. From Colorado, Kansas, and the Carolinas too. Virginia and Alaska, from the old to the new. Texas and Ohio and the California shore. Tell me who can ask for more. Here's a land full of power and glory. Beauty words cannot recall. Oh, her power shall rest on the strength of her freedom. Her glory shall rest on us all. On us all. My very good friend, Mr. Wonderful. Yep. And Eli over here, well-dressed young man. Very fine guitar picker. His very first time on the trail, Kyle Swarswelder. Eli's partner in our emotional support, Quasi-Bella. My co-founder of the Massachusetts Walking Tour and my beautiful wife, Rayanne Richards. We're only as rich as the poorest of the poor, only as free as a padlocked prison door, only as strong as this love of our land, only as tall as we stand. Here's the land full of power and glory. Beauty words cannot recall. Her power shall rest on the strength of her freedom. Her glory shall rest on us all. On us all. Thank you guys very much. Here we go. Taking a hiker bow. Thank you all very much. Thank you, Eileen. Thank you.